Hey crafty friends, it's Alyssa with Crafting to Cope, and I'm on today with a tutorial. So what we're going to do today is we are going to take one of these pizza containers that you can get at the Dollar Tree. It's just a little pizza container for leftovers, and we are going to turn it into this fun little package for Halloween. So I turned mine into a piece of candy corn. And this one I started to make for my son. So I have an 11-year-old son. I started to make this one for him. And what I did is I put some of the fun Dollar Tree shred inside. That looks, that's candy corn color down here at the bottom. And then I put one of the pencil packs that I made in one of my previous videos in here. And then some candy treats. And I have a few other little fun, spooky things I'm going to put in here for him. But I just thought that I could use this as packaging for sending some happy mail, for giving some little fun candy packages, to friends or family. And then I'm also going to make some to send some of my crafty goodies to my crafty friends for Halloween. And so what we're going to do, and you can see I used vinyl, so it's covered on the inside and the outside of the cover. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through this together, and I'm going to show you how to do it with vinyl. Obviously, you could also alter this with paper or anything. I wanted to keep mine flat just so I could stack them. But when I send some in Happy Mail, I might embellish it further and put some flowers and things on it and just make it extra cute. But we're going to go through what you need today. So you're going to need one of the pizza containers from the Dollar Tree. And then they had like 3 different ones. And so they had some of these that came in white, which are the ones that I picked. They had like a purple and a blue as well. I dug through and found the white. I also dug through and found the tops that had no writing on them. So they do have some of these tops that have like just little funny sayings on them and things like that. I picked the ones without it, but if you only can find the ones with writing, you can get the writing off really easy if you just use some alcohol. So like 90% alcohol works best. And if you just rub it on there, you can rub off whatever writing they put on there and start with an empty cover like I did. So we are going to alter this today, and I'm going to go through with you what you need to do it the way that I'm going to do it. And again, I'm doing it with vinyl. So I have a couple pairs of scissors. I always have a couple pairs of scissors. I also have a couple of my Cricut tools. I have my craft knife, which is really sharp, and then a weeding tool, kind of looks like a dental pick. And then I have just this little pokey tool. So I have those tools, and then I do have a lot of vinyl because I used to do a lot of stuff on my Cricut. I still love my Cricut, but I've been just obsessed with paper lately. So I dug through my vinyl to find candy corn colors, and I actually found scraps of candy corn colors. So I dug those out, and so you can just use scraps. What I'm using is permanent vinyl matte, but I mean, whatever you have, you can use what you have. If you have vinyl. Otherwise, you can do this with paper. I think I had a template, which I cut. So I cut a template. It's really hard to just trace this on the outside to make a template because, as you can see, there's kind of a rim in here. So what I did is I kind of fiddled with it till I made a template. So if I wanted to, I'd have this template to kind of cut out the different colors of paper and then glue them on here. And if you did want to do that, it's very similar to embellishment boxes. I just glue the paper right on top. But for this one, we are going to use vinyl because I just thought it looked really cute with vinyl. And again, these are my scraps. I'm probably never going to make anything this small with vinyl. I just find it really hard to kind of measure because of this. So you can use this template. Obviously, you can make a template yourself and, kind of cut out what you need. I'm just going to kind of put this on here and cut off the extra. And so what I do is I start at the bottom with the white, and then the orange, and then the yellow. And so I kind of just dug through to find scraps that would kind of go with that. So what I do is I try to get the back off my vinyl. I find the easiest way to do it is to go in the corner that you're not going to use and use the dental pick and kind of pull it up. That's the easiest way for me. And then I'm going to take this flat side that's a little more straight, And I'm going to kind of figure out how much white I want. And I'm just going to lay this down. Let me see. It's really hard to see where it is, so bear with me. I'm just going to lay this white down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end. You can also use bone folder. I'm going to take the end of this tool that I have. And after I push this down and make sure that there's no bubbles in it, I'm going to take this end or my fingernail and I'm just going to rub it along this corner to make sure that it's all where it needs to be up to the edge. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife to cut out what I don't need. And that looks pretty straight. That looks pretty good. So again, it's not an X-Acto knife. It's a Cricut craft knife. It's not X-Acto brand. It's kind of like saying Kleenex and when you have puffs tissue. And then you just kind of go along, and I mean, you're not going to harm anything. You might want to go straight. I didn't go straight, but I can probably keep that from following where I don't want it to. Then you just pull that off and put that on there. And so now I have my white done. Now you can go through and clean it up if you don't really like how it looks. Like if you think it goes too far up, you can take your knife and clean it up. I'll probably do that off camera and just make it so it's a little cleaner. All right. So then you just kind of take your next color and you just start doing the same thing. Now I don't want my orange to be this big, so I'm probably going to cut it down a little bit. I just want it to kind of go up to here. So I'm going to cut a little of this off so I don't waste it all. I mean, maybe one day I'll make something tiny and orange. And so I'm just going to put this right up there. So again, I'm going to take the back off. What I think is fun about this is like you can totally get the vinyl down or paper if you choose to use paper. And you can decorate it however you want. Like obviously on my first one, I put a sticker. You could die cut, you know, Happy Halloween. You could, you know, put vinyl stickers on it that you can buy at the store. There's all different types of things you could do to kind of personalize this. And I just think it's fun because it just looks like a big piece of candy corn. And I love candy corn. It's just cute. I like candy corn. A lot of people don't like to eat it. I like to eat it. But I also just think it's cute. It just screams Halloween to me. So again, I'm going to try and push out these air bubbles. If I don't get them all, I'm just going to lift it up. It's really hard to do this far away from me to stay on camera, so it's probably not going to be perfect. But most of these you can kind of push out. And if there's a couple in there, it's fine, because I'm probably going to cover them anyway. But you can push some of those out. If you're better at vinyl use than I am, you probably already know some tricks. But so I'm just going to go along and kind of rub it where I want it to go. There's still a couple little air bubbles in there, and I think that's okay. I'll get those out a little bit later, I'm sure. So then I'm just going to go as close to the edge here as I can and cut out that and rip that off. And then I'm going to do the same over here. I'm just going to get as close to the edge as I can and rip that off. And then we have the two pieces already done. Then we're going to go up here and we are going to do the same thing with the yellow. I'm going to probably cut this one down too, so I'm not wasting all that yellow. If you wanted to try and get them perfect, looks like there's a piece of tape on here. Let me try and get that off. It looks like there's a piece of tape left over on here. This must have been a piece from the beginning of the roll. I don't know how long it's been on there, so hopefully it comes off. It did. All right. So now all I'm going to do is just take the backing off of this one as well. I try to get it as close to the orange as I can. If it goes over the orange, that's fine too. It'll all kind of work out. The corners are a little tricky to get. Obviously, I'm using my fingernail, which I'm sure most people won't be doing, but... All right. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm not steady here. Sorry. All right. The corners are a little tricky to get, and this is really far away from me, so I can stay in camera. My hand is obviously not very steady today. The good news is it's vinyl, so we can go back through and clean up this little section right here, which I'm going to do that. And this plastic is very slippery, so that also makes it a little tricky. So I think well, we were smooth sailing until we got to the yellow, apparently. There we go. And you can take like a brayer or like a scraper and get some of these bubbles out. I'm going to do that off camera because I didn't bring one over here with me. But even with them in there, I think it's fine. I mean, candy corn's not perfect, but you kind of get the idea, right? So then it's this cute little piece of candy corn. And then I just take this shred from the Dollar Tree, which is so cute. And I just put a little of it in here. And you can put, obviously, anything you want in here. You could make, you know, a teacher gift for your child's teacher. You could make these cute little treat boxes for your grandchildren or your own children. You can put all different things in here. You could put cute little socks, you know, and the other one I added some of my little pencils, which, you know, you really got to try and get those to fit in there, but they do fit. So you could put the little pencil packs, you could put a couple little sweet treats in there, some erasers, any kind of Halloween goodies. So if you have little kids in your life, you can totally make them cute little things. You can also make it for the adults in your life. And then I just thought this would be so cute to send like a Halloween swap in. You know, like if I'm sending something to a crafty friend, I could put my embellishments in here. I could put their Memdex and everything and package it in this cute little candy corn made from the pizza container from Dollar Tree. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial today and you go and grab some of these cute little containers. In my store, they were on an end cap. But I do know that they are in a lot of the stores. And so I hope you can find them. And again, decorate them with vinyl, decorate them with paper. Just make them your own and have a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you have a good day. Bye.